Ukrainian officials say dozens of people are dead after a Russian missile hit a village store and cafe in the eastern part of the country.
Kyiv says the victims had gathered for a commemorative ceremony. President Volodymyr Zelensky called this attack a, quote, deliberate act of terrorism. And he's urging Western allies to help strengthen Ukraine's air defenses. Meanwhile, the Pentagon says remaining military aid to Ukraine is rapidly running out. The Biden administration warns a disruption in aid could drive a wider conflict with Russia and wants Congress to approve $24 billion in new funding.
CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe joins us now from the White House. Hey there, Ed. So Ukraine aid has really been such a focal part of these budget talks. How is the president addressing this today?
Well, he is meeting this hour with his top national security aides, including for the first time the new chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, C.Q. Brown. The Air Force general will be in the Oval Office with the president. We're expected reporters will step in to see them and hopefully get some questions answered about the president's concerns. There are about $6 billion, $7 billion, give or take, dollars left as of Tuesday that the U.S. can give out either in terms of weapons or just the money that the president has the authority to distribute to Ukraine for various needs, whether it's humanitarian or military related. How long or how much longer that money can be stretched out has not been answered specifically either by the White House or the Pentagon. But normally $7 billion should, hold you for a little bit. The concern is if it goes beyond, say, October. At that point, if Congress is still toiling over what exactly to do regarding the future of American assistance to Ukraine, you may hit a point where the money runs out and the president's going to be left with limited options on how exactly to continue aiding the country.
When the president made an address yesterday, Ed, he was asked before leaving the room how, the fight over a speakership would affect funding for Ukraine, and he seemed to whisper back that he just couldn't share that at the moment. He is expected to make an address and make the case for Ukraine. What can you tell us about what he's planning?
Not much more than what he said, which means it's a good example of him saying, I want to do something, and the staff hasn't quite sorted out the details. Where, when exactly, what will that speech say remains unclear. One thing Republicans on Capitol Hill would like to hear him talk about is not only why the United States needs to continue assisting Ukraine, they know why, but it helps to remind the public, but also whether he has a specific plan going forward. What are the benchmarks for success or victory in Ukraine? At what point might the United States withhold aid? Is there more being done to account for how the aid is being spent and used? We've done some great reporting on the ground there from Ramy Inocencio from 60 Minutes recently that continue to show viewers exactly how Ukraine is using the military equipment that is sent to them. But Congress would like a more official accounting of that. And we'll see if that ultimately gets into the speech as well. If it were to, it might assuage the concerns of at least those handful of House Republicans that are really holding up what is otherwise a broad bipartisan consensus on Capitol Hill that U.S. assistance to Ukraine needs to continue.
I was just thinking about how everybody was wearing the Ukraine flag and how there was that bipartisan support initially. Ed, I'm wondering how the fight over aid impacts the relationship between the U.S. and its allies.
Well, it's part of the reason why the president was on the phone earlier this week with European allies to reinforce that the United States will pony up what it needs to continue to pay for Ukraine in the coming days. And we should point out, despite the opposition of just a handful of House Republicans who are holding up the budget talks more broadly, there is broad bipartisan consensus in the House and the Senate among Democrats and Republicans that aid should continue in some form. If there's more accountability, so be it. And all of that, of course, is backed up by polling that continues to show majority support for providing at least financial assistance to Ukraine as it continues the war with Russia.
All right, Ed O'Keefe, thank you.